Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a review on the Trick or Treat Studios Sam 1/6 scale figure from the movie Trick or Treat. Beautiful packaging. As is usually the way with any Sam figure by any company, the packaging always seems to be really nice with this character when you get him in action figure form. This one's 1/6 scale, so they say. He looks pretty big to me. I haven't taken him out of the box yet, but you can lift up the magnet here and check him out. He's pretty big for a 1/6 scale figure. We'll see. This is going to be an interesting one. We'll get kind of quickly to the height stuff because that's the meat of the review here. There's only 3 videos of this figure on YouTube at the moment. This will be, hopefully quite handy for collectors out there making a decision whether or not to get this guy. So drop a like on it for me, that's important. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Instagram at DeanKnight333. We'll be doing some mods to this figure as well to make him look better. I'll do that after this review, so keep it locked. Back of the box is very nice, as is the sides. Beautiful presentation all around. I love that picture of Sam sitting there. That would be a cool poster to have in the room here if I had more space. But 10 out of 10 for the packaging, absolutely. Really very nicely presented. Good cardboard too. Well, first thing I wanted to see was this nice kind of diorama stand for him. Now, a lot of folks saying how light this is, and they've been modifying it, making it heavier by kind of filling this in, which is a really good idea. But honestly, it's not as light as I was expecting it to be from what people were saying in the videos. It's alright. I mean, I don't need to... You can feel the weight, well, you can hear it. It's not like paper thin or anything. It does the job. Grass is really nice. Look at that. Nice. Very nice. First thing I wanted to do with this was put 78 Michael Myers standing on this. I just think that's going to work. I'll probably put Sam on something else because he's tall enough, it seems, as he is. He doesn't need to be on anything that makes him taller. So this will probably go to one of my Myers figures. But I really like that. We'll get another look at that later. Might need a little black wash to bring out the detail a bit. Alright, now here is the figure in his tray and everything that he comes with. Some nice weathering on him already. I'm going to do some more. And as other folks have mentioned in their reviews, this sack on his head and the rope around his neck, that does need a bit of work with a bit of paint. So I'll be doing that soon. But I'll just review the figure as he comes in this video, keep it just a stock figure. Same thing you'll be getting if you decide to get him. Decent amount of hands, with the wet look to the tips of the fingers all sticky from where he's been handling the sweets. That's a really nice touch. Light up feature on the pumpkin, blood on the sack there. There's candy bar with the blade in it, and 2 lollipops, one with a bite out of it, and 1 whole. Alright, you get a decent amount, and don't forget the beautiful diorama as well, and the beautiful packaging. Alright, so I haven't handled the figure much yet. I've just put him on his base and surrounded him with his accessories. He comes with everything that you see here apart from the DVD. That's just there because it looks nice for the thumbnail that I just took. But you do get a lot of great stuff here. Now I'm going to save me score out of 10 and a final thoughts, for the end of the video. But I will say it seems like a no-brainer straight out of the box. Like, it's a really good looking figure, it comes with a lot of great stuff. And I got it for £150 on eBay. So a really good price for everything that you're getting. But he does need some work, and there is certainly some stuff to talk about when it comes to the accuracy of the height of this figure. Especially when he's going to be on display with other iconic horror characters in 1/6 scale. I'm going to be showing you lots of side-by-sides with, all the guys from the lineup up there. Freddy, Jason, Myers, Art the Clown. We've got Predators. There's some stuff up there that's not supposed to be up there right now, but I'm still in the process of making sense of the shelves. But this hopefully will be the definitive video for you folks. If you really want to know what you want to know about this piece, I'm hopefully going to cover it for you. So let's get stuck in. Now that he's out of the box, we can start having some fun. I think we should go straight to the height comparisons. Alright, I just measured him from head to toe. Don't worry, I didn't include the base. I put the measuring tape at the bottom of his feet to the tip of his head there, and he is about 9.5 inches tall. So 9.5 inches tall for a 1/6 scale Sam. I took this picture on my phone when I was rewatching the movie as Sam is leaving the house here. You can see the letterbox on the door behind him in the middle, and he would have to tiptoe to look through a letterbox. Think about that for a minute. Sam would have to tiptoe to look through a letterbox. Now, I don't know, so if this guy's 9.5 inches tall. Also, I'll get the retro cloth NECA Sam figure, which I was using as my representation for a 1/6 scale Sam, because me and a friend of mine were talking about that on Instagram recently. The NECA retro cloth Sam and Chucky, they're not too far off 1/6 scale, they're definitely not quite there, but I think we need to get that figure next to this one. Alright, so here's the retro cloth Sam. He is 6 inches tall, and he is about half the size of the 1/6 scale Trick or Treat Studios version. Big difference in the tone of the sack. That's way more accurate looking to me, plus it has that kind of V shape as it comes down onto his chest. I noticed that in the movie, that kind of V shape that it has, and then here it's just kind of rounded off. Very big, very round head, very big. It's big in the movie too, so. Now I'm most curious to see the Trick or Treat Studios Sam next to these different versions of Michael Myers. Now these are very accurately done when it comes to height and everything else. I've been obsessed about getting them right for many years. The 78 here, the perfect 78, Nick Castle was 5'10" apparently, so the figure represents that well. And then next to him we have Tyler Mane from 2007, and I think he was like 6'8", 6'9". He's huge, you know, so he has to be bigger than Nick Castle Myers here. And then we had James G. Courtney, who's 6'3" from the recent Halloween trilogy, and he is taller than the 78, but not as tall as Tyler Mane in the middle. So now I'm going to bring over Sam. Alright, here is Sam amongst the devils. We've got Art the Clown and Ghostface on the side there. I have to say again, that wire in the hood for the sideshow figure made such a difference. Just completely changes the look of the figure. Right, so here is Sam next to Tyler Mane, next to James G. Courtney, next to Nick Castle. And it's a weird one. I still think he's too big, a little bit. You know, I just give you a moment to linger on this for a minute. The heat is on the same kind of height stand as everyone else, so he's not getting any disadvantage or advantage there with the stand. He's got the same, he's level with everyone else, but he still looks pretty small next to James G. Courtney there, and he's only he's coming up to like the elbow, yeah, above the elbow on Tyler Mane. So yeah, I would say, just going on instinct and brutal honesty, I think he's too big, but not ridiculously too big. You know, it's fine. I don't think this looks bad in the lineup. And here he is next to Pennywise by Hot Toys, and Pennywise should be way taller than Sam here. He should be towering over him. And the thing with the Sam figure being the size that he is here, he loses that cuteness, you know, because he's way bigger than he looks like a teenager now, like teenage Sam. And in the film, you know, the various actors, I don't know much about this side of it, but you know, they were pretty small little dudes. Here's another picture of Sam, just a little moment I paused in the movie. And so we've got another kid here, obviously a fair bit taller than little Sam here. Very little. Look at him looking up at us, because he's all the way down there. And we see him next to 1978 Michael Myers. It's like the head isn't helping because it's so big and round. But I don't know, maybe it's a little bit oversized looking at this front cover of the movie. Let's come back to the figure. I don't know. It's debatable. It's debatable. But yeah, he just looks very small there. Very small. But he loses that kind of adorable thing that he had about him because of his size and how evil he was despite his size. You know, that's kind of not here with the figure because he looks much bigger than he should be. Seeing him next to Pennywise really kind of hammers that home. He didn't look too bad amongst the Myers. We'll try some other characters as well. And here he is next to the Hot Toys, heavily modified with custom parts, City Hunter Predator from Predator 2. Now he is on a slightly taller base because I couldn't be bothered to find him a smaller one. But you can see that, yeah, he looks way too big next to Predator. He's supposed to be a little kid. I mean, next to Freddy get his ass kicked by this guy. You know, that's just the sideshow Freddy. He's got different parts, but it's a sideshow body with a sideshow head on there. It's basically a sideshow Freddy. Next to Sam by Trick or Treat Studios. Definitely not making sense at all, proportion wise. Come on now, stop it. Darth Vader and Sam together. Definitely looking a bit strange. Vader's too big to be fair. That Sideshow Collectibles Return of the Jedi Vader, he is a little bit bigger than he should be, but I like that about him. But just for some perspective there. Here he is next to the Sideshow Collectibles Man with No Name Clint Eastwood figure, Blondie. Again, Sam looks way too big next to the tall Clint Eastwood here. Here he is next to a Hot Toys Superman Christopher Reeve figure, 1/6 scale, same scale as Sam. And here is Sam next to the Hot Toys Batman Returns 1992 Michael Keaton figure. Definitely too big. And Sam next to Sylvester Stallone Cobra. So, yep. Too damn big. And Sam next to the Asmus Toys Ash from Evil Dead 2. Let me know what you think, folks. And the last one I'll do is the Hot Toys Alien Big Chap from the original Alien movie. I think Sam should definitely be smaller than that compared to the Alien. It's all different companies, but it's just to give you some perspective against different characters. See, I don't think it's going to be easy to put this whole setup on a smaller, shorter body because the head's big enough as it is, and that's like a solid sculpt under there. So I don't think it's going to be doable putting on anything smaller than this because it's just going to look ridiculous. I just wanted to try this. Yeah, he does look very cool standing on the sidewalk here. Definitely be using this for some kind of upcoming video. October's not too far away now, folks. I'm gonna have to get back to doing those masks. Been doing lots of videos on YouTube, but I need to get back to the Myers masks. Get in touch if you want one. So you can un-velcro the outfit at the back. There's a fair bit of space in the outfit between the body and the outfit, so I should probably pad him out a little bit with some cotton pads to make him a little bit more full. So I'll probably do that. He's got a nice little pose here, holding on to his lollipop. He got his candy bar blade at his feet. I love the effect of the grass. It's really nice. And yeah, the outfit does kind of bunch around his feet that are inside there. You just got to work with it. But I haven't had any troubles getting him to stand up. Nice weathering on the outfit. Holds on to the lollipop really well. It was easy to change over the hands. And you can see the tips of his fingers are kind of sticky from handling all the candy. definitely need to do some paintwork on the sack on his head and the rope. It's way too light. So that'll be coming up soon on the channel. I'll show you the repainted sack and the weathering. That'll add to the outfit and padding out the outfit. Change the shape of Sam here a little bit. And whatever else I decide to do. But straight out of the box, he's a great looking piece. Quite stiff in the shoulder joints, quite hard to lift the arms up. Elbows bend nicely, hands change over easily, but the actual arm connections to the torso are very stiff. So I've just removed the head, and it is a solid piece, you can see there. Just a solid round sculpt that the material goes on top of. I tried to manipulate the material a little bit, but it seems to be stuck down to the surface all over. So I couldn't really create any wrinkles. It's very kind of flush and flat to the surface of the sculpt. And now I'm going to try his other head. And it's nice that they continued down to the neck. It stops about here, but you're never going to see, you know, anything else. But it's nice that it continues onto the neck piece, definitely. I'm not sure how much heavier this head sculpt is than the last one, but I'm having more trouble getting him to stand with this head sculpt on, although the whole thing does look in better proportion with this head on it. But they really should have given you a stand to hold him up. I don't think, if I'm trying to remember now, I don't know if any of the Trick or Treat Studios 1/6 scale figures have ever come with a stand in the box. You'd have to correct me about that if I'm wrong in the comments, but he really needs one, because he's quite top heavy now that this head is on there. He could fall forward or backward at any moment. I certainly wouldn't trust him, you know, leaving in the room overnight and then come back the next day and find that he's done a swan dive because of that head, which is really nice. Love the shiny eyes. Really good likeness, really good sculpt. It's excellent. And I've got the candy bar there in the hand. Again, all the hands are really easy to change over, and I love the paintwork on everything. It's really excellent stuff. Trick or Treat Studios getting better and better. Just need to start including a stand, folks. You really do. I mean, this is a lovely inclusion, but I don't know. Just, I wouldn't trust him standing without something between his legs. I just think he's going to end up going over. But what a great looking piece. That's awesome. I will most likely be rocking him in this look, and I can always have my NECA retro cloth with the sack on the head to represent that look. But you could definitely, you know, end up getting two of these so you could have both looks, because it is tough to choose. And I really like it. And the magnet is from Etsy, Sinister Gifts. Pumpkin that he comes with has a light up feature. I don't think you can remove the flame effects, but it's really nicely done. You just remove the tab underneath and then switch it on and you're good to go. It looks nice. Obviously turn the lights down a fair bit so you can see the effect. And the sack that it comes with is empty and very flat, so it just needs to be padded out with whatever you choose, really. You know, scrunched up paper, tissue, plastic, whatever. I'm not sure what I'm going to use yet. I was looking in my drawer of goodies. I found one of me cotton pads that I used to beef up Batman and stuff. That's not going to be enough for Sam. I'm going to need more than that. It's not enough for the sack either, so I'll show you that in the upcoming mods video. But it's nicely done. I mean, the old nasty dried blood effect, it's pretty cool, but I will be weathering up a little bit more. The rope's way too clean as well. So looking at the front cover of the DVD here, the roundness of the sculpt by Tots is pretty damn on point. It's just the colour needs to be changed. Need to take my time and weather this up. I really do want to try and achieve that more kind of triangle shape, the bit that rests over his shoulders and comes down onto the chest. But it's not rounded off the way it is here. I'm gonna have to try and figure out a way to fix that, because I want it to look as accurate as possible. And I need that V shape. I don't know if you can see it. What I'm talking about is right there, like a little V. It's in the movie. Really great job with the hands. I'll have to look at the credits, make sure before I start saying names. I haven't checked the credits on the box yet, like I usually do. Here we go, we've got credits on the bottom of the box. Sculpted by Alex Ray, clothing by Tanila, art direction by Justin Mabry, packaging designed by Sam First. Usual suspects. Getting it done. Excellent work once again, folks. Beautiful stuff. One way around the height situation with this guy is you could get him to sit on his base, which doesn't look too bad. Obviously probably look better with the sack on the head sculpt instead of this one, but I'm in the middle of shooting with this one on, so don't want to be switching back and forth unnecessarily in case I break something. But yeah, he sits on the little step here pretty well. I'll just give you a close-up look at the rope and the, what do you call it now, burlap sack. Some nice weathering below the mouth there. Buttons for the eyes, done really well. And that material was pretty much stretched tight over the surface of the sculpt underneath. So quite difficult to create any kind of wrinkles. Let's just get a close-up on this accessory, the candy bar with the blade, with the blood. Nice detail, really good sculpt. There's a bit of an unsightly seam running up the side of the thumb there. Other than that, everything's looking pretty damn good. Get even closer for you. It's nicely done. And again, the grass work on the base is absolutely awesome. I love that. It looks very convincing. And from this angle, the sewer drain there looks excellent. If you get any higher, you can kind of start to make out, you know, just that there's no real kind of depth down into the sewers, but I suppose you could always, I don't know, if you could lift this out and paint it black in there, then maybe it would create more of a sense of depth, but we're getting really nitpicky with that kind of stuff. Great sculpt on the brickwork or cement, whatever the hell you call it, pavement. But that's really nice. Very nice accessory. Now I also have the ultimate 7-inch version of Sam by NECA, but I'll have to dig him out for you. For now we're just going to look at the retro cloth version here, because that seems to be the more significant for comparison. So taking a look, there's a lot more detail, it seems, in the sculpt of the NECA retro cloth head sculpt here. You can just see in between the brows, the forehead, there's just way more lines and detail. And then over to the Tots one, there is detail there, you can definitely see, but I might need to bring that out with a very light wash, because then we'll see those little wrinkles more. They are there, we can see them, it's very subtle, and from regular viewing distance they tend to disappear. And it can look a little, I don't know, just lacking in detail next to the smaller NECA one here, which you can still make out the detail from regular viewing distance. But it is there, that's my point. Just might need to bring that out with a mild wash. Let the black wash kind of sit in all those little wrinkles, bring them out a little bit. Both heads have articulated jaws and work really well. Now we'll take a look at him on the rotating base. Get a look at all the details as he turns around. Start at the schnitzes and work our way up to the dome. Lots of wrinkles, lots of space in there. Great detail on the hands, great sculpt. Beautiful weathering on the outfit. Lots of space in there for padding if you want to go that route. Holds onto that candy blade bar very nicely. More weathering. Really good head sculpt. continues onto the neck for a smooth transition. Very much looks like a pumpkin. All the stitching, or whatever that is, like holding them together. The shine of the eyes, the X's in the eyes, the little teeth. Velcro at the back there. Yeah. I mean, he's too big. He probably doesn't look that bad right now as you're looking at it on the screen. But in person, it's very, very tall for Sam. But whether that's a deal breaker for you, that's up to you. Like I said before, with the size of the head sculpt, particularly that one, I don't think switching to a smaller body is going to help you much, because it's not really going to work with the heads. It's going to make the already big heads look even bigger. So I reckon, yeah, I'll give you my final thoughts and a score out of 10. But you'll be seeing him back on the channel soon once I've done all the work to him. Alright, so I'll give you my final thoughts and a score out of 10. We'll start with the score out of 10. I'm sitting here thinking for a few minutes, and I think I've landed on a very, just all things considered, I think we're looking at about an 8 out of 10. I was thinking maybe a 7.5. I guess the 7.5 was kind of the gut feeling number in my head, but I think I'm going to settle on an 8. Considering the gorgeous packaging, the really nice diorama that he stands on, the quality of the hands, the way they're sculpted and painted, the quality of the head sculpt of Sam, and the movable jaw, the nice shiny eyes, nice vibrant paint, and the quality of the weathering on his sack. That sounds way better than that, come on. And the light up feature on the pumpkin, which is really well sculpted and looks good when it's lit up. Again, the magnet there is just from Etsy and Sinister Gifts. The lollipops look good, and Sam is weathered really well. Hands are great. Chocolate bar with the blade looks excellent. Weathering's really good, and there is a bit of a V there to the bottom of the sack here around his chest area. You can see where there is a bit of a slight V shape. It needs to be brought out a little bit more. And obviously I need to do some repainting on the sack and the rope. And he is too tall, but I think it's a good piece. I mean, not everyone is like me and displays all their horror figures in a row, you know, standing in a big long row on a shelf, which makes it more obvious if the character's off height-wise. Some people will just have Sam here, maybe on his own, just in his own little spot somewhere in their collection. And if that's the case, you're in for an absolute treat. No pun intended, but yeah, I think an 8 out of 10. The size in comparison to other figures isn't quite right, but he's still a really, really nice piece, and a lot of thought's gone into it, and Trick or Treat Studios are definitely getting better at 1/6 scale figures. Would you like to see the inclusion of some kind of stand to hold him up, just to keep him safe? But other than that, really, really, really good stuff. And if you haven't seen the film, check it out. I keep hearing rumours of a sequel. That would be nice. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, folks. I'd be curious to hear from you on this one. Don't forget to drop a like on the video, that's important. Help more people find the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at DKnight333 for pictures. And I'll see you soon once I do the mods to the figure. Take it easy. Bye bye.